We've had a lot of amazing cards that came out recently, but let's take a second to appreciate some of the older ones that made a return and blew their competition out of the water. EZAs are arguably the most anticipated part of Dokkan. It's kinda like getting a new toy for free after thinking you potentially got shafted in a previous summon. Obviously, not all EZAs are made equal, but today we are here to talk about the ones that elevated some of our older units from dust collecting trophies to GOAT status once again. So today I am bringing you my top 10 strongest EZAs in Dokkan Battle from weakest to strongest. Also, real quick before I get into the list, I just want to ask you guys to subscribe and help me in my journey to 10k subs. It's free and you can always unsubscribe if you don't like my content anymore. Anyways, back to the video. Number 10. Physical hot-blooded god of destruction Beerus. Honestly, picking 10th place was the hardest part of this list, but with all things considered, Beerus is gonna have to take this spot. He's got a great defensive kit that packs almost all his bonuses into his passive skill. He's got an orb restriction on his damage reduction, but honestly it's pretty fair considering it ends up giving him 40% damage reduction for 3 orbs and 70% damage reduction for 7 orbs. He also has rainbow orb changing, which is very strong for a kit like this. Unfortunately, despite Beerus being a great EZA, he suffers from bad teams and pretty damn terrible links like Berserker, the Innocents, and Connoisseur. So for those reasons, he's taken the 10th spot on the list. I was also considering the STR, LR, Beerus, and Whis for this spot, but I feel like even while having healing and dodge, they're still pretty underwhelming. Not terrible by any means, but definitely underwhelming. Moving on to number 9, we've got the physical MVP 17. What more can I say about MVP 17? He's just old reliable. Whether it's Universe Survival Saga or an Android's team, he's going to be there. He's got amazing defensive support of up to 77%, and with a possible 57% damage reduction, he's also trustworthy on defense. He's a bit older, but I think he will find a place on his main teams for a long time. His ability to be so reliable is what earns him a spot on this list. Not versatility, but definitely reliability. Number 8 is another very old but reliable EZA, who just had another resurgence because of recent difficult content. Tech Godku from the Broly movie. This card's value is very simple to explain. It comes down to 2 things: rainbow orb changing and 77% damage reduction. The only condition for his damage reduction is facing a pure Saiyan or movie boss, which makes it very easy to activate against many events. He also has amazing links, decent stats, and solid buffs, but those 2 previously mentioned abilities alone carry the utility and popularity of this card. He's going to be around for a long time with a setup like that, considering that AGL TUR Golden Frieza with 80/90% damage reduction and nothing else is banned from most events. That should speak volumes about the strength of this card. Next we have number 7. This spot goes to STR Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Kaioken Goku from the Tournament of Power. This card has a phenomenal kit including guard, stacking, and built-in additionals, as well as a very strong active skill. The only thing holding back this card is his team/enemy restrictions that neuter his kit if they aren't activated. The reason I've got him up here though is that in the coming weeks on JP we will be getting some very highly anticipated EZAs for some Tournament of Power units. That just means this card's team is getting a huge buff soon, so activating all these buffs and conditions is about to become a piece of cake, and it's going to make him a top unit again despite having a team restriction, since his team is going to be amazing, kind of like Fizz Godku's entrance animation. Also, being able to actually use his insanely powerful active skill is going to be a game changer for Tournament of Power teams. Blue Kaioken's spot on the list is an investment right now, and I'm sure they won't fumble an anniversary EZA considering the Dokkan community can be a bit hostile toward the divs.
Yeah, so we just ended up getting news about the new Evoken EZA through the part 2 anniversary livestream, and I feel like they are probably going to be in the top 3 EZAs as well. So since I made this video script before that came out, I'm honestly now looking at their kit, I think they are definitely top 3 EZAs considering they've got a pretty good kit in regards to orb changing and damage reduction, and they're super stacked attack and defense massively, which is crazy good, so they are actually probably top 3.
Anyways, number 6 goes to the AGL LR SSJ2 Teen Gohan from the Cell games. He would be higher if he didn't need an android to transform, but even without his transformation, he is still a GOAT. Defensively, he is super reliable, and the only things that kind of nerf his greatness are his HP thresholds and the android requirement that has become significantly easier to fill nowadays. This Gohan is a defensive monster before transforming, and after transforming becomes a more offensive unit with orb changing and nuking abilities. He's very solid, and his EZA brought him back as a valuable tanking unit. He's a unit that everyone was happy to see return because he didn't get to shine on release due to the android's restriction and different team metas, but now at least got a good chance to be used on a few teams. His restrictions still hurt him to this day, but he's certainly in a better place now than ever before. Now, entering the top 5, we have AGL transforming Zamasu. Unlike his Trunks counterpart, who is sadly a glass cannon, Merge Zamasu brings a lot to the table and is an important piece on the villain's team. He has damage reduction, he stacks defense, and offers key support to extreme type allies. He's a great link partner for the Tech Merge Zamasu LR and helps tremendously on that team. He's a great tank and also puts out a solid damage stack. This is one of the rare times they did an extreme unit justice in their EZA. With his EZA, he's only in danger for the first turn, but after that he becomes an amazing tank, so he gets the well-deserved 5 spot on my list. Moving up the list, we've got our last global shared spot, and that is Int TUR Future Gohan, an all-around pretty great unit, and I've only got him above Zamasu because his teams are just way better, and this Gohan is also a bit more versatile, as well as offering Ki +2 in attack and defense plus 50% support to Bond of Master and Disciple, which is already an amazing and powerful category. This Gohan also has a high chance to guard with the Trunks on the team, and 58% damage reduction on top of all the stats and stacking he already has. When he transforms, he becomes a bit different, because although he loses his guard and support, he becomes a monster on offense and defense. By the time you get him out, your team should be built up enough to not need that initial support boost, and his SSJ links will make up for it anyways. This Gohan's EZA was masterfully crafted. Someone was definitely cooking with this one. Now, we are finally moving on to the big 3, aka welcome to 9th anniversary power creep. Number 3 goes to LR Tech Dragon Fist Goku. He's an absolute monster. He has been given a completely cracked kit with damage reduction, action cancellation, and they even solved his key problem by giving him a bunch of stackable ki. He's still not perfect due to his ass links that will never change, but they really gave this unit a second win that it needed to succeed again. He is also a blast to use due to his insane new damage potential and super attack effect. He's definitely one of the strongest EZAs to be introduced into the game. This is one of the rare times they managed to buff a character with a debuff in its passive properly. They definitely did this unit justice, and that's why he deserves to be in the top 3 EZAs in Dokkan battle. Second place on the podium goes to STR LRUI Goku. This unit's EZA literally shattered people's expectations. There is so much to love when it comes to this unit. He's got 70% chance to dodge with a bonus 14% if he has 2 Universe 7 buddies on rotation. But the best part is that he stacks attack and defense on dodges. He gets a bonus 7 ki and attack and defense and crit plus 70% for dodging 7 times total. He's got strong super attack effects and also gains attack plus 77% for dodging as the first attacker in turn, and 77% defense for evading the first attack at him. UI Goku also has some solid links and is obviously meant for a tournament of power team, but is not limited to one, which is the part of what makes him great. He does have some luck incorporated into his kit, but it's definitely not anything detrimental at all. This card has one of the best EZAs we've ever gone for a unit that was considered a fraud for a long time. It is great to see him finally getting some love because of this amazing EZA. Finally, at the number 1 spot and the gold medal as the best EZA in Dokkan, we have Broly, Chilai, and Lemo. It's almost like I can predict the future because I've been saying that supports are going to be huge this year. Well, this card just proves me right, because this level of support for the new Broly team is insane considering we already have that insane Golden Frieza banner unit as the team's main support. This EZA gave this card the ability to give damage reduction to allies on top of attack and defense and ki, which is just absolutely mind-boggling when the team is already really strong. Ematsu clearly wanted to give Broly's team the love they deserve, especially with it being the first extreme anniversary unit in like 8 years. This card has an amazing kit that can dodge, defend, support, orb change, and even heal. And let's not forget that this unit starts with a 50% chance to dodge for free and has guaranteed dodge with 7 or more orbs. Getting 7 orbs isn't easy, but to put that into perspective, most times when a unit gets guaranteed dodge, it's only for 1 turn and can't happen again for the rest of the fight. So with the right team and orb management, this unit can literally guarantee your safety while also buffing the rest of your team. He's definitely the most useful and hype EZA right now because of his spot on the new AGL LR Broly's team as a link partner and support. Feel free to debate me in the comments, but I think this Broly, Chilai, and Lemo deserves the number 1 EZA right now. I'll probably end up updating this list in a few weeks when the 6th anniversary units get their EZA, but for now I think this is a good and fair list. Anyways guys, that's about it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching.